The final round is underway and the cream has risen to the top at the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. One man's career will change over the next 3 hours with an invitation to 2 majors, the ultimate gift in the amateur game. The Asia Pacific Golf Confederation, in partnership with the Masters Tournament and the R&A, proudly present the 2024 Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. Onward they go through the fog and rain long slog to finish 72 holes. Leaders will have gone 31 on this Sunday. 60 miles southwest of Tokyo at the base of Mount Fuji, Taiheo Club Gotemba. Tiger played a World Cup here in 2001. Through the years, Seve, Jose Maria Olazabal, and Hideki Matsuyama won the prestigious Taiheo Masters across this par 70 layout, which opened 1977. Rich Lerner pleased to be alongside member of the New Zealand Golf Hall of Fame, 15 times a winner around the world, Frank Nobilo. Colt Knost, former U.S. amateur champion and world ranked #1 amateur. Paul Gow, Australian professional, is out of the golf course as well. And Amanda Balionis has interviews and feature stories. Frank, now some highlights from the final round. We are all caught up, and here is maybe the next great player in the world of amateur golf, maybe professional someday, Wen Yi-ding.
Full package, Rich. He has power too, comfortably reaches the par 5 and 2, upcoming eagle putt.
This is Shu Fukuzumi, part of the 10-strong Japanese contingent.
182 yards of par 3. And these soft greens, these boys are attacking.
Now at the 9th, Masato Sumiuchi from Japan.
Oh, that lip very close in front, but it's a clean strike. And a wonderful shot.
Well, we know from the President's Cup last week that Korea continues to produce high-level talent. This may be a youngster to watch. He's only 15, Sung Hyun-an. He can really go. Now, here is Zhu Qingzhou, also from China.
Keep your eye on this shot. It goes
Hello
down there.
It is Wen Yi-ding has opened up a 2-shot lead. Rintaro Nakano has backed off just a bit. He has ground to make up. He was one of the pre-championship favorites and led it through 36 holes, but now is 4 shots back. In all, though, you can see it's been a strong performance by the host country of Japan. Rizk Adam Rohizam from Malaysia has had a good week. And here is Randy Bintang from Indonesia. Colt Knost is there.
Skirts the water. Some shot there. Very dangerous par 4 down the hill.
Is big Wen Yi-ding leading by 2.
Like last year, his father on the back.
Oh, yeah.
They should perhaps call the referees very close to that path.
Good.
I don't think Dad's as strong as his son, really.
He's a retired soccer coach from Beijing. Animated, to say the least, on the bag. You'll see that.
I have a referee.
They are calling a referee.
Ding was runner-up a year ago, lost playoff, won by Jasper Stubbs down at Royal Melbourne. Frank, Rintaro Nakano needs to get going.
He does. When we went off the air yesterday, he had the lead, but that restart, things went south since. And this a very average lie. You see what's in front, so this has to be struck correctly. There was all sorts of problems. See why he bailed out there. Miss the fairway here. These shots become that much harder in these conditions.
He won the Japanese Amateur a year ago. Has played in a number of professional events and played reasonably well. Did get a start to Wiley on the PGA Tour early in 2024. Did not make the cut. But, strong young athlete, 6'2", aggressive.
He's had to deal with physical problems. It doesn't quite have the wrist hinge that a lot of other players do.
Yeah, I'm already at hole 6. 站位已经不是高了，对吧 ？OK， 然后是两翼杆，对，这边都进去的。
So he'll take relief from the path. We go to the 8th.
Zhou Fukuzumi.
Uphill. Despite the weather, these greens are magnificent. Running about 11 on the stimp meter.
2025 Masters Tournament invitation is on the line here today, and as well a spot in the 153rd Open. Back to Royal Portrush, where Shane Lowry won in 2019, and as well the 130th Amateur Championship, right at another famous venue, Royal St. George's.
Yes, just a great collection of championships that's available for these players to play in. This pathway was not available 15 years ago.
They have tried to create heroes. That's simple. Hideki Matsuyama, a hero. So all of these young Japanese players trying to follow in his footsteps. And Wen Yiding, chance to be a hero back in China. So very little wind. And at last, we have seen the sun.
Yeah, I like the bit at the bottom, partly sunny.
Rainy over the last 3 days.
Hopefully we'll get to see the mountain, the mystic mountain, Fuji. So coming from the wrong side of the fairway is Ding.
One's deep and it nestles. And with that water long, that'll be a nervy shot.
Hasn't made a bogey since the 9th in the first round. Really having to protect against the fly. You can see the ball half in, half out of that rough. Got plenty of grass in between ball and club.
And because of the weather delays, they did not repair, and that's why you see Randy Bintang still out here with the leaders. Bintang was good through 36 holes, but has since backed off. It's a long par putt now for Sung-Yun On. Trouble off the tee.
Yeah, the closest pursuer to Ding. So just when it looked like Ding was making a mistake, An does the same up ahead.
And now Shun Kobayashi from Japan here at the 10th.
Went out in 35. That's even par. Oh, does that
hello
help?
There.
I see some shadows on the greens.
Yeah. Big smile, big birdie.
One of the great things we see this week, Rich, past championships, ready golf. Nakano not wasting any time.
There is now an emphasis on pace of play, improving that. You and I both feel strongly we'd like to see that emphasis at the professional level.
Yeah, they play quicker, you see more shots, as simple as that.
Featured groups this afternoon. It's just afternoon here in Japan. We're 13 hours ahead of East Coast time in the United States. It is Fukuzumi, Maruo, and Sunghyun An.
Look at the quality of the scores too, 65s and 66s. I mean, this is a championship golf course.
Frank, how about the young man from your home country, New Zealand, Cooper Moore?
Yeah, just 16 years of age from Clearwater. That's in Christchurch, the South Island of New Zealand.
And Nakano, Wenyi Ding, and Randy Bintang, who struggled in that third round with 75.
Ding 3 straight rounds of 67. Very impressive. Number 5 ranked amateur in the world. When you consider what amateurs have done this year around the world. Luke Clanton nearly won professional events. Now Ding, his third. It's all downhill. Doesn't really have to fly this that much onto the green. It'll release all the way down. Catches the downslope.
Hideki Matsuyama won on this golf course, the Taio Masters, that big professional event on the Japan Golf Tour, as an amateur in 2011. Came back in 2016 to win as a professional. Taiga Semikawa, former #1 ranked amateur, also from Japan, won the Japan Open a couple of years ago as an amateur. Here is Moore.
Beautifully in the middle of this fairway, trying to navigate his way between the trees here. Hard to get it all the way back.
What a shot. Frankie's made some good-looking swings. Lively action. Now, Randy Bintang has really backed up.
78 in the third round. A lot of players misread this. Mount Fuji is actually to the right of this green. So it's the general slope that comes all the way down to the coast. Now, the 9th hole.
After the bogey, here's Sunghyun An.
Wide fairway, but it does camber from right to left.
Frank, I like the chances of seeing An the next level in about 5 years, just 15. Now Zhou.
Trying to match Cooper Moore's shot.
Close. And back to the 6th hole. Conditions excellent right now, Frank, for scoring.
Yeah, this is the best we've had in the 4 days. Also the longest the golf course has played. 7,061 yards today.
Nakano was hoping to follow in the footsteps of Hideki Matsuyama, who won this championship back-to-back in 2010 and 11. Takumi Kanaya won it in 2018. Keita Nakajima 2021. They have all gone on to great success in the professional ranks.
Needs this to go in and needs to get on a run. Good effort too. Once again, that stays on the left side, so players misreading this putt.
Nakano had birdied 3 of his last 6 holes after a double bogey at number 12 in the 3rd round to get himself in position, -7 through 54, but now he's going the other way. That's Feng watching his son, Wenyi, and this to stay at 10 under.
Finally, someone reads that putt well.
Does not have a whole lot of weaknesses in his game. He is well known in America, college and amateur golf circles. He won the 2022 USGA Junior Amateur at Bandon Dunes in Oregon, the first male player from China to win a USGA event. All-America at Arizona State, won the Southern Amateur in Kentucky this past summer. We've seen a lot of double fist pumps from Dad.
He's very proud.
Bintang, good work. This is one of the success stories of the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. He came out of the Asia Pacific Amateur academies that have been established in some of the less developed golf countries like Indonesia. High-level instruction, equipment.
They have a huge population in Indonesia too. Jakarta, one of the largest cities in the world. They've had their own Indonesian Open for many a year now, to the 8th.
This is Zhou. Oh, that was a good opportunity right there. Plays golf at Cal Berkeley. Samson Jing, who was in the playoff and lost last year at Royal Melbourne, finished up at Cal and is now playing professionally. Zhu Qing is known as Eric. Coach Mike Wilson at Cal says tough competitor, not afraid to go low. Great person, well liked by his teammates. Yeah, Dad's been a lot of fun. He has been right in the mix here. Get in.
Animated to say the least. You get the single fist pump, you get the double, you get the please.
Well, he's a good sportsman in his own right. Soccer back in China. His son played some other sports, including basketball, growing up before deciding to focus on golf. And let's bring in Cole.
Hello, guys. Just an absolutely perfect day out here for scoring. By far the best we've had all week.
After that beautiful shot, Cooper Moore. Oh, singes the right edge.
Remains in a tie for 10th. Back to 7.
Wenyi Ding.
Playing 182 today. What little wind there is behind the players. Got to be a little careful not to go long here. Oh, this is a big pull from Ding.
Decent lie. And at the 9th, this is Sung Hyun An.
Hole cut in the front, 7 paces on. Oh, well balanced too. Good distance control. So these conditions certainly helping the iron play here. Now the par 3 7th again. Nakano.
He needs a good swing here, Frank. His confidence level looks a little down at the moment. Oh, he hates this one. This is a big hook, same line as Ding's.
He doesn't even want to watch it. Poor shot.
Door was open and he didn't walk through, and now he's in a sizable hole. 5 shots back of Wenyi Ding, final round of the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship.
So Nakano struggling a little. Did not play a practice round on Wednesday. His left wrist still taped up. Curious if that's a little bit of the issue over the last 24 hours. It's aggravating. Certainly a different player than what we saw the first 2 rounds. Tahoe Club really starting to stand out now with a little bit of sunshine. See all these magnificent trees, cedar, Japanese cypress. Start to see some of the views in the distance. But you're coming as the favorite. It's easy to say, but sometimes hard to live up to. Wen Yiding doing a great job. But the job is far from finished. Good changes of elevation here at the Taiheo Club. Uphill, downhill, sidehill par fours, just 2 par fives. The 3rd and the 18th. The 18th has been the scene of many a great finish. The Taiheo Masters, great championships of the world, been played there since 1977. Now 9 bunkers right and left. Zhou rused the miss at the last hole. Could have closed the gap on Ding. And that adds insult to injury.
The Asia Pacific Amateur Championship is brought to you by Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? IBM, let's create. AT&T, we believe connecting changes everything. And Mercedes-Benz, the vehicles are all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. What a way to honor the legacy of Bobby Jones, greatest amateur of all time. Plant seeds around the world and watch them grow. We are live now. And this is Rintaro Nakano of Japan. Colt is there.
These bunkers are absolutely perfect. Seen a number of good shots from him this week. But Nakano's going to be first to go. Chance to put some pressure on Ding. Frank, I think this is one he's got to fly it onto the putting surface. If he doesn't, it's going to kick really hard to his right.
Firm sand, trying to hit it aggressively to make it stop.
Kind of like that.
Well done. Much better than the bunker shot on the previous hole. Six bunkers surround this green. One of the 6. See that? It's a good 3 inches behind the ball.
Did some of his training, Frank, at the Jumbo Ozaki Academy here in Japan. Jumbo?
Yes, said it was more mental than technical.
Wen Yiding.
Wow, he elected to land that short of the green, and it got it to run out.
Ninth hole. Crucial birdie putt for Sung Hyun An.
Hasn't made a birdie since the 3rd. He's missed a few chances now. So.
Nature roaring its disapproval there. Randy Bintang.
See if he can get a long one to fall, turn his day around. This is a good 50 feet up the slope, breaking left.
Lovely speed led on day 1 with that opening round of 65. That hasn't been bettered this week. It's been equaled.
Yeah, we mentioned Samson Zhang was his roommate at Cal. Tony Chen.
Yeah, Samson lost in the playoff, the 3-way playoff last year. It's won by Jasper Stubbs. This has got a chance.
Great play. Birdie putt. Kobayashi at the 11th.
One of the hardest par 4s here.
Back to the 7th.
Lovely framing of the trees behind this green.
Mentioned Jumbo Ozaki, member of the World Golf Hall of Fame, won 94 tournaments here in Japan. Good roll. It was nice to see another Japanese golf legend out here, and he's on the call, Tommy Nakajima.
He was on the call for Hideki Matsuyama's win at Augusta National. So gave a wonderful interview with Amanda. I loved his the question at the end. He said, in your heyday, would you beat Hideki Matsuyama? And he goes, of course. Maybe not.
He won right here, Taio Masters, Shingo Katayama, Cowboy Katayama with a hat. He won it a couple of times. Ryo Ishikawa, as we watch Wen Yi Ding complete this up and down from the bunker, giving no quarter whatsoever. Short game is razor sharp. We've talked about the academies, so maximizing the player, always the goal of a special instructor or a golf organization. In this case, the golf academies, like many in this region, have been the major catalyst in creating the ultimate competitor.
The Academy was established to provide opportunities to countries around the Asian region that maybe didn't have the kind of infrastructure that countries like Australia, maybe Korea, maybe Japan actually have. The core understanding of the technique of the swing, the core understanding of how to play the game, the core understanding of how to manage myself is something that takes some quality programming. So our concept about the Academy was to actually help those nations develop players that might become figureheads, or we use the word heroes, in their own countries.
For me, it's more of a learning experience and how I can use it to promote golf back in Pakistan. The young players that want to get out from the country, maybe for college golf, it just gives me some experience that I can take back and we can build on it from there.
The best academy that I've been involved with in forever. It's been amazing. What's been great, what I've really enjoyed watching is the boys grow from when they turn up here at the beginning to the way they act at the end of the camp and how much they've learned. It's been quite extraordinary to witness.
Zhou at the 9th. These academies, I'm sorry, Frank, these academies training players, getting them prepared for these elite amateur championships. And even if they don't go professional, likelihood is they will not. It's a chance to make connections, friendships. We all know how the game has enriched our lives.
Yeah, to pass it on. Now Ding here. Slightly uphill at 8.
And a tough tee shot, Frank. Got to favor the right side here to have an angle.
Okay.
He wasn't happy with the strike, but it's gonna work out just fine.
Certainly take that.
Something else, Frank. This is an amateur championship, but it's conducted in every way like a professional tournament. Player dining, transportation, scoring. Give these players a taste of what it can be like.
4 bunkers to be avoided down here on the 10th. 2 left, 2 right.
Also electronic leaderboards, Frank, out of the golf course.
But the academies are huge, though, because you always take something back and you share it. It mightn't suit you, but it might suit somebody else.
Good point. See if Nakano can put something together.
Looked like he found something late this morning, birding 3 of his last 6, but he is all over the place in this 4th round.
He was furious with that. Hopefully it's not the wrist, because it's the first time we've seen that this week. Normally rather composed. head down. Not a good sign. Wanted to join that list of Japanese winners. Now, cross to the 9th. Zhou.
Yeah, not such a difficult chip, this one, Frank, but decided to chip it instead of putting it. Pretty flat going down there.
Surprised how quickly this course drains. You see a few bounces. Greens are speeding up.
Hop on that bullet train. Maybe all the way to Augusta National, to Royal Portrush in 2025.
It's just stunning in this area here. Contender it's been civilized for nearly 2,000 years. We are at 1,500 feet in elevation, foothills of Mount Fuji, nearly a perfect cone. 5 months a year, the mountain is covered in snow. People go for a hike, but golf over the last 100 years certainly developed in this area. First golf course in Japan actually was in 1903, but this is Crown Jewel, Taiheiyo Club. They have 18 golf courses, but this is the one that they are most proud of. But if you actually want to go from here and just go up the mountain, it'll take about 7 hours. That's with Rich Lerner legs, that is. Get there a little quicker. But golf course here, originally designed by Kato back in 1977. But the big renovation, 2018 with Rhys Jones, more importantly with consultant was Hideki Matsuyama, prior to winning at Augusta National. For the course, they can stretch it out beyond 7,200 yards, past 72 for the members, but the championship golf course, by virtue of the 6th and the 11th holes playing as par 4, it's a par 70. Famous for many a championship, World Cup, we just saw there Ernie Els, Retief Goosen won back in 2001 as we watch Arn's second shot at the 10th. It's an Army base you can hear in the background there. And Arn has no idea where that went.
Wen Yiding is leading by 2, trying to become the 4th man from China to win the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. Frank, you were on the call in Thailand when Wan Tianlong beat, among others, Hideki Matsuyama.
And went on in 2013 to become the youngest ever player to play 4 rounds at Augusta National. That was every bit as impressive as his win at Amata Springs.
Bo Jin and then Yu Shin Lin, who has recently turned professional, winning it twice. Now Randy Bentang.
This is a tough hole for him. Doesn't hit it far enough to get it around the corner. Has to try to hit a big high hook from 183.
Over to 12, Cole. You can see why.
Zhu Qingzhou is to save his par and stay within 2. Crucial putt.
Yeah, well done.
The country count is Japan, 4 wins, Australia 4, including 2 in a row, China with 4. South Korea with 2. This is the 15th playing. Now, Wen Yiding.
Perfect tee shot. 145 left, placed 6 yards up the hill, so 151 adjusted. Has to fly at least 146 to get on the top level.
Very leisurely rhythm. Doesn't rush the swing.
Every swing looks the same, Frank. It's beautiful to watch.
Seen him hit it hole high, Colt, probably more than any other player this week.
That normally works out pretty good.
Sun Devil yardage book right there. Standout at Arizona State. Now Nakano.
He's got 134, but you just can't miss left here. Horrendous lie. just trying to get something out right of the green and get it up and down.
One of the 10 contingent from Japan. All 10 of them made the cut.
Sung Hyun Ahn, third shot here at the 10th.
Very little green to play with.
His chance is fading. Made the nice trip over. It's about 13 hours, depending where you're coming from, United States. Morning flight, but we're 13 hours ahead, so it takes a little while to get your body adjusted when you're over here. Taiheo Club goes back to 1977. We had fun inside the clubhouse. You look at the wall of champions. The great pros who've won here at the Taiheo Masters: Gabe Brewer, Gene Littler, Jerry Pate, Billy Buck Rogers, Dr. Gil Morgan, Sevi, Ollie, Scott Hoke, Graham Marsh, Darren Clark, Greg Norman. And they love their golf over here. Frank, you played Taiheo Masters.
Yeah, they've their tour has been successful so many years. This is lovely. This is just off the first tee. And, well, Lee Westwood won here 3 times in a row. You referenced Graham Marsh. Graham Marsh lives in Perth, so it was almost on the same time zone. He would just sort of fly up. Fellow Australian Terry Gull did the same. Ryo Ishikawa, well, the name is still synonymous with brilliant talent as an early teenager.
Now on. That'll be a bogey.
They're starting to make Ding's job a little easier. Challenges whittling away.
Right, his closest pursuer, Zhou.
This one headed straight down the middle. Wide fairway here. Only need to hit it about 210. Got a strong golf action, this one, Frank.
He certainly does. Now back to Nakano at 8, his third.
Not too often you have tree trouble on a chip shot.
Beautiful shot.
But that is really good from there.
So the last 5 champions of the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship, Takumi Kanaya was world #1 as an amateur. He's won 5 times on the Japan Golf Tour. Yu Shinlin in 19, Keita Nakajima also reaching world #1. You get the idea that Japan is producing under the coaching of the Australian Gareth Jones, who runs the national program over here. And speaking of Aussies, 2 in a row with Harrison Crowe and Jasper Stubbs.
Yeah, the goal was to make it 3. That will not happen. Jasper Stubbs did make the weekend, but yeah, some of their players struggled this week, which is surprising. No surprise though. Ding coming in as the 5th ranked amateur in the world. The man to beat is the man on top. Now the young Indonesian.
Just missed getting up top there, Frank, by about 3 or 4 yards. But still, pretty good shot from where he was off the tee.
It's a good putt. Not quite enough.
I think all the rain making this golf course so soft really hurt him.
You're constantly having to adjust in the conditions over the first 3 rounds. And there was more than 4 inches of rain Thursday evening into Friday.
Colt, your impressions of Wenyi Ding?
It's very robotic-like, I would say. He reminds me a lot of a Justin Rose type player. Just really focuses on everything. All of his lines seem to be perfect. Pays attention to every position in his golf swing and his putting stroke. This one downhill, moving to his right.
The pars won't hurt the cause right now. Colt certainly knows what Ding's feeling. Colt past recipient of the Mark McCormick Award that's given to the #1 amateur in the world. One of the few things that Ding does not have on his resume.
Both Wenyi and Colt are USGA champions. Wenyi winning a junior, Colt the US amateur. Zhou.
Time to put pedal to the metal.
Just 146 here. This is a green light. The greens are soft and you can go at it. It's a little left.
The spin's going to help it, Paul. So a chance to get to 9 under.
Has to have it. This is Rintaro Nakano.
Trying to grind out a par here. It's been out of position the whole way, but well done.
Head down. Chin up. And maybe go on another run. He did it late in round number 3. He needs probably 5 birdies from this point. And that might not even be good enough, depending on what this man does when Yi Ding.
And they hit to 9. Par 4 will play slightly back up the hill towards the clubhouse. It's the big camber in the fairway from that right bunker, 271, all slopes to the left-hand side. The longest might just be able to carry the right bunker, but it is very much in play. It'll play nearly a full club uphill. And the hole is cut on the front today, so the front bunker also in play. Green not very deep, just about 2 clubs in depth. Strong par 4. Fairway first, that's for sure. Generous fairways. Bunkers, especially here, have to be avoided.
Randy Bintang.
Picks up the tee rather quickly. Seems to like it.
You see the biggest challenge there is ball speed, 157 miles an hour. It's nearly 30 miles an hour less than these two.
Colt, you see the tools in Wenyi Ding, a player that will be successful at the next level?
I do. I mean, he hits it high, hits it long, has a great short game, but it's just, how do you adapt to moving to that next level? It's not guaranteed success. You can just tell the difference in the sound coming off the driver, Frank, between those two.
Yeah, the difference in length too. You can take the bunker out of play. Even though it's in the rough, it'll still only be a short iron in. It's a power prejudiced game now. Amateur and professional level.
Yeah, they're all chasing speed, training for speed and power. Wei Deng is currently #1 in the global amateur pathway, on pace to earn a DP World Tour card for the 2025 season, not unlike PGA Tour University. R&A, DP World Tour, creating what they call a ladder to success.
Great angle to watch Nakano swing here, almost like a shelf. He swings the club underneath a shelf. Yeah.
Oh, gets a nice little kick to the left. That's going to be good.
So many more pathways, Frank, have been opened up in the sport across the globe in the last 5 to 10 years.
And if Zhou can pop this in, this will create another pathway.
This one will move from left to right down here. Got to be careful. Pretty quick too.
No one able to really make a move yet on Wenyi Ding, but Zhou's only 2 back. Kobayashi tied 3rd at the moment. Excuse me, Sumiuchi.
To get to 6 under. Downhill.
Has it. Okay.
Beautiful putt. It's a nice little par 4. Second shot has to be respected over water.
Wenyi Ding is on the march, leading by 2 here in the final round of the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship.
Golf is a global game, and in order to pursue that, you need events of this caliber around the world. 15 years is a huge success. Players now coming from China, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines. They get to test their skills against the best amateurs in the region and the potential to play in two of golf's greatest championships. Now, what's at stake for Wen Yiding, apart from an amazing career going forward? Still a teenager. Invitations to the Masters 2025 and the 153rd Open Championship at Royal Portrush, the Amateur Championship. Trying to be the fourth player from China to win this championship. College career has made him better, more complete. He said he was here for one reason, and that was to win. He's improved every year. This is his fourth attempt at the championship, finished 45th first time, 13th 2 years ago, and lost in a playoff last year.
Wen Yiding, eyes on the prize. Ooh, look out. He has had ball control this week, but he might need pest control, Frank.
Yeah, no flies on Wen Yiding, that's for sure. Even that wouldn't stick. We talked about his power, so he's going to have to wait a little bit. Sadly for Randy Bintang, he's a good call. What, 30, 40 yards behind these two?
Yes, he is. 34 yards to be exact. 173 yards left. Up the hill, plays 178. Got to make sure you get it all the way there. Big false front, just 7 short of this hole. Hustle. Ooh, just covers.
Kobayashi now at 13.
Plays about 7 yards downhill.
Okay, great shot. You never know. Get to 7-8. Pressure builds on the leader late. It happened a year ago to Samson Zhang. Appeared to be in command. Now Nakano needs to start throwing some darts, Colt.
Yeah, it's time to press the gas pedal and get aggressive from here to the house if he wants to catch Ding. Just 143. That's a 9-iron on the way on a really nice line. But deep.
Surprised that flew that far. Maybe the warmer conditions. Yeah, this is lie dependent for Ding.
Not the best of lies, Frank, but same yardage, just 143 left and no tree issue. So he can definitely get this on the putting surface. Oh, this one's diving on him.
Not a bad place to miss.
Yeah, that is very fortunate to stay right there.
He has been a little scrappier today. But hasn't dropped a shot. So it just keeps that scorecard ticking over. Court referenced the lie. I mean, he's got to drag that club down to dig it out. Stays with the shot nicely. You see, just does hang on his back foot a little. It's been a hallmark of his game, but you know, he's 6'3". Starting to grow into his body.
Lot of international experience. Member of the International Junior President's Cup team in Charlotte 2 years ago. Eisenhower Trophy in France. Played a U.S. Open at LACC in 2023. He's represented China in the Asia Games. pride of Japan right here, Rintaro Nakano. He has said his hero is Hideki Matsuyama, the greatest Japanese player ever. Used the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship success to springboard to the Masters victory 3 years ago. And Takumi Kanaya and Keita Nakajima also winning the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. 10 started, Frank, and they all made the cut.
Yeah, 10 players. Actually, after the first 2 rounds, I mean, 9 of the 10 were actually in contention. It's gone a little south since then. But Sumiuchu and Kobayashi have now taken over as the 2 best Japanese players so far this week. Quite surprising, though, because Nakano came in as the favorite from Japan.
But in the last 13 months in the professional game, the performance by Japanese players. Hideki won at Riviera. He also won in Memphis. Ryo Hisatsune, Rikuya Hoshino, Keita Nakajima, Yuto Katsuragawa. They've all won on the DP World Tour in the last 13 months.
Well, Rich, you and I were both there at Dubai, as well as Colt, who's out there on the call. And you know, Colt, we were so impressed with Nakajima. He's certainly going to develop over the next couple of years. He looked a complete player, a little bit like Ding, but I'm going to say even more polished.
Yeah, I remember when I first got invited to come to this great championship for the first time. I heard the #1 player in the world was going to be there. Walked on the range, and it took all about 2 seconds to figure out who it was, Frank.
Yeah, they stand out, that's for sure.
Oh, don't forget about Takumi Kanaya, Taiga Semikawa from Japan, having success professionally. Zhou.
Interesting. Fairway first, because he's got 3 wood there to try and take the left bunker out of play. It'll still be a long second shot, but in the fairway. Now back to Ding.
Look out.
Wow.
Best player in the field. Trying to leave no doubt. Every facet of the game, Frank.
No, it's like a nail in the coffin, this. I mean, second shot got a little bit of a break, and that is huge there. Been scruffy the last few holes, but played them under par.
Tell you what, Frank, that just shows you the young nerves as well. With a 2-shot lead, just a yard off the putting surface to chip that, so impressive.
You go back, I mean, I hit a poor shot into 6 from the right rough, missed the green, got it up and down. Poor shot into 7. Has a birdie putt at 8, all of a sudden birdie's 9. The ability to score. And just like that, 3-shot lead.
And he's done it all week. I mean, he opened with 67, and you and I both said afterwards, like, he wasn't really on his game. But he followed it up with 2 more 67s. If he has a 4th one, I mean, I think it's all she wrote.
Oh, Nakano for birdie.
This one coming downhill, but back into the mountain, so not as fast as it looks.
What we saw from Wenyi Ding, certainly one of the pivotal shots of the championship so far.
Yeah, for him, it couldn't come at a better time, too. A little bit of breathing room as you start the final 9. Water and play on a couple of holes. 11, tough par 4. 15, drivable.
Not certain what he's going to do. He has a bit of a dilemma, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Should he go on to win this championship? Here is Kobayashi to get to 7 under. Lost that one.
So challenges struggling to put pressure on the leader.
So I mentioned that Wenyi is currently #1 in that global amateur pathway, on pace to earn his DP World Tour card. So should he win, obviously, the invitation to the Masters and the spot in the Open, that's a fairly long ways down the road. And he has said it's hard for a young player to get a tour card, and so he's just not 100% sure what he's going to do.
Yeah, I imagine it's a difficult decision. I know our own Colt Knost had the same thing as a US amateur champion. So whatever happens, he played in this championship for a reason. It was to win and win only. This is a springboard. And if it helps him turn professional quicker or he waits, this will still be a huge catalyst, whichever decision he makes.
As it was for Hideki Matsuyama, as it was for, among others, Cam Smith played in this championship, went on to win the Open a couple of years ago at St. Andrews.
This has been a strategy all week at 10.
Nice. Yep, sticking with that long iron off the tee, and this one is just perfect.
Nice.
Finally seeing balls bounce in the fairway.
Frank, what's the record of Asia Pacific amateur alums in the professional ranks? They've won how many tournaments around the world?
Since this championship started 15 years ago, there's been 141 professional victories from players that have competed in this very championship.
It's a big number. Well, you're talking about guys that were like, Cam Smith, Cam Davis, Minwoo Lee, C.T. Pan, Siwoo Kim, K.H. Lee, Satoshi Kodaira, Ryan Fox. Randy Bintang.
He's got it headed at those right bunkers. Might have been ended up in between them.
Frank, here it is. The achievements of previous AAC competitors.
It just stands out. You can go top to bottom, read it whichever way you want. The fact that you can get major champions in such a short period of time. I mean, Cameron Smith, Hideki Matsuyama, they're still in the prime of their career. But the 141 wins at the highest level in golf, I just think is outstanding. And well, just like Colt Knost, 7 players have reached the #1 amateur ranking in the world.
Nakano also sticking to his strategy, a send-in driver. This is right at that big tree.
Got past it, so that's okay.
Chip in at the 9th, and Wen Yi Ding makes the turn with his eyes set on one of the biggest prizes in the amateur game. Yeah.
Wen Yi Ding, almost like a Zen-like state as he walks down the 10th. Iron and play again. To whom the bell tolls. 19. Already a great resume. He's taken everything in his stride. There's no arrogance. It's just a really good golf game. Lack of weakness. Well, there are chasers. Zhou, one of them, 3-wood off the tee. Lengthy second, but needs to put pressure. Oh, and striped it. Chance to close the gap.
The 2025 Asia Pacific Amateur Championship is going back to Dubai for the second time. Keita Nakajima won there. It's a different golf course than we were at. Emirates Golf Club. Spectacular in the UAE with Magnificent backdrop. Good weather, blue skies. Rory and company get their season started in Dubai. See Ian Pattinson, Neil Parkerson on the left from the R&A. Chairman Ridley and Pat Battle on the far right from Augusta National with the announcement that the 16th playing will be going to the UAE. Now down to the 10th hole. Pleasant day at last, and Randy Bintang.
Yeah, just crept into that fairway bunker, has 132 left. Lip shouldn't be an issue to this front hole location. Pretty nice contact, might need to go a little.
He'll turn 21 next week, October 9th.
Good look at it here. Leading by 3, Wenyi Ding.
This is green light all the way, Rich. 130 left. Not a breath of wind. Throw it in there a couple of paces behind the hole and spin it right back towards it. And this is all over it.
Yeah, he's putting the hammer down now, Frank.
It's a hard hit. Just nailed that one. Great shot. Seriously, I mean, showing the field no mercy right now. Nakano, his second.
Love the aggressive play off the tee. Leaves himself just 80 yards left. That's just a lob wedge on the way. Also looks really good.
Here's Kobayashi at 14.
Shouldn't be an issue out of the first cut.
Yeah, good shot.
So a chance to imagine he's going to need to get on a run all the way to the clubhouse.
You know that the drive, chip, and putt is another one of the great Grow the Game initiatives. And for more information on the Drive, Chip, and Putt Championship, go to drivechipandputt.com. Love it. Kids 7 to 15 with a chance to compete at Augusta National Sunday before the Masters. One of the happiest days in the game. Feel good. A chance to mix it up, shake hands with past Masters champions. Freddie Couples will show up. Marco Mira, Sir Nick Faldo, Trevor Immelman, Bubba Watson. And then get that name up on that leaderboard. Jack and Tiger and Jordan Spieth. All the legends who've had their names on the board. Special. Now, Colt, how about this performance by the leader?
I mean, I've said it a bunch this week, just can't be more impressed to come in as a pretty big favorite, in my opinion, being the highest ranked player in the field. And then to go out there and take control, it's awesome to watch.
Randy Bintang. And Cole, with Randy Bintang, just a matter of getting a little bit stronger in the next couple of years?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, it's really straight, has a great short game, but if you want to compete at the highest level, you've got to hit it a long ways nowadays. You know, Frank, we talk about it all the time, but I think when instructors are teaching young players how to play this game, it's changed a lot. Nowadays, it's let's see how far we can hit it, and we'll worry about hitting it straight later.
Yeah, develop the golf muscles. Oddly enough, it's not just a new phenomenon. That's what Jack Nicklaus did, but it's sort of, we went away from that for a little while. Now, 14, Kobayashi to get to 7 under.
Zhou at 11 really needs one.
Rich, he's missed a lot of low side. He's got to start his line a lot better.
There we go. You know, he's only 2 shots back. As well as Ding is playing, there's still plenty of time.
That's huge. That's the second hardest hole on the golf course. Potential 2-shot swing, maybe. Now at 10, Nakano.
Got to make this if he wants any chance.
Buries it.
With Zhou making birdie at 11, Ding won't be aware of that. So if he wants a little insurance, he's going to have to make 3 here. We'll have to wait though for Randy first.
That chip just ran about 4 feet by, but shouldn't be anything in this one.
Okay.
Frank, remember when that length of putt used to never make you nervous?
Yeah, but wait till his hair becomes gray. Yeah, Dad.
I'm at home begging for those nowadays.
Dad is fully invested in this one. Is it just outside or on the left edge?
I think he can just hit this on the left edge with a little bit of speed.
Easy. Back up to 3. And back-to-back birdies for Wenyi Ding. 3-3 at 9 and 10. And this is what in command looks like.
Now they head to the second hardest hole on the golf course. There's only been 3 birdies here. Just saw Zhou make the 3rd one. Bunkers left and right. So some players have decided to hit 3-wood, keep it short of the left bunker, 271. If you're going to take driver out of the bag, you're going to have to take it over the right bunker and avoid the 2 on the left. It is designed as a par 5, hence the 2 trees there about 100 yards short of this green. Lovely woods on the left and right narrow the entrance to this. It's just a gorgeous par 4, one of my favorite holes here at the Taheo Club. Birdies very rare here all week.
Frank, another trend in modern golf course architecture is to clear out all the trees. They took the oak out of Oakmont, next year's U.S. Open site. How you feel about it, and what do you think of this golf course?
I don't think all golf courses have to be the same. So I don't think every golf course should be wooded. This is really out of a forest. But the one thing that I don't like is when I see bunkers in the rough. I think bunkers should be very much in play, and they should be a little more penal. That's all. That's the only way to reward everything, whether it's a straight driver or one that has a little bit of length.
You've always said what bunkers are good lies for the most part.
Yeah, sadly that has become a trend over the last 15 or 20 years. But this golf course is, you know, framed in amongst this beautiful forest, really. As we were saying, cedar and Japanese cypress trees, cherry blossom.
Remind you a little bit of Sahali, the United States?
It does. I know Colt mentioned that yesterday. Similar climate. Looks like he's aiming for a little bit of a cut. Aim at the left bunker, work it away from it.
Yeah, this is an important tee shot here, Frank. In my opinion, the hardest hole left on this second 9. And he is pointing right.
Well, that's the most wayward one, and that is thick in there.
We are waiting on a signal. Have not got one yet.
You see him sort of try and use the ground. Has that front foot squared off. Not flared out like you see a lot of other players. Still hasn't got the signal. Now Nakano.
Should set up really nicely for him. He can just start it out those right bunkers, carry him easily, and then just draw it back towards the center.
Just pounded that.
That was violent.
Oh. There is a out of bounds way right down there, but we just heard from our spotters. Inbounds.
We'll have to punch it out, though. Bintang.
This one off the toe, headed towards those left bunkers.
And in. So, see what's ahead now for Wen Yiding. Just a little bit of trouble. This was moments ago. Kelvin C here at the 11th. Wow.
So now the fourth birdie at the 11th.
He is from Macau, China, 22 years old.
Across to 16, dogleg right. Simichi played this beautifully.
Back to back. Wow. Good shot. Some really sound short game technique. Now, Ryo Maruo of Japan. This for birdie at the 12th.
So he's in a tie for fourth now.
5 players from Japan, Frank, are inside the top 10 right now. Chasing this guy, Wen Yiding, and Frank, should he go on to win, we discussed the decision he's faced with. On a pathway to earning his DP World Tour card, and may not want to turn that down, knowing how difficult it is for a young player to get a tour card these days. So he might respectfully turn down the invitation to the Masters and that spot in the Open at Royal Port Rush next year. Certainly move on with gratitude at the opportunity that has been provided him to showcase his talents.
Yeah, I read one report this week, just from a financial point of view for his father. We see him on the bag there, that to remain an amateur is extremely expensive. So that might be the reason for the decision to turn professional. But one way or the other, Rich, he was never ever going to not play this event. This is the one he wanted on his resume. That's for sure, to perhaps complete his amateur career.
From China, or, you know, Nakano from Japan, wherever they are from it in this region of 4 billion people, this is now the big prize in amateur golf.
It is.
This is it.
There's no doubt. Well, fortunately, inbounds, Colt, but I just see trees.
Yeah, Frank, inbounds, clean lie, but nothing. I mean, even trying to get it to go forward up the fairway is a risky one. I think the best play is to honestly go a little backwards, just a safe punch out to the fairway.
Has not made a bogey since the 9th hole in the first round. I think he'd gladly just take 5 here right now.
I think if you know you have a 3-shot lead, Frank, this is just, let's get it in play, make bogey at worst, and move on.
Decisions to be made there.
And Zhou here at the 12th. See if he can stuff this one in. Maybe a shift in momentum here in this championship. Okay, Frank. About 14, 15 feet. Bintang.
Got right around 220 yards. Going right at those trees, needs to miss them. Comes up just a little short of the green. That's going to be fine.
All right, now, Wen Yiding.
All right, pretty good from there.
Really had to avoid just the two trees right in front to create that corridor and not get the ball too far up in the air.
As the club pro guy would say, pitch out game is elite.
Still a long third shot. Measuring devices allowed in this championship.
He has not lost his turn, Frank. He's got 190 yards to this front hole location. Pretty gettable hole location, honestly.
While we wait, this was a moment ago at 17 from South Korea, Sung-Yup Cho.
Playing its full yardage today. 229. Ball staying in the air a long time.
Oh, come on, do that. Sung-Yup Cho with a hole-in-one. How about that, Frank?
That was gorgeous, that's for sure. Just saying they've shortened this hole like 160 yards, but this is a full-blooded long iron. Worth another look. Just stays in the sky. Green's firmed up just a touch. The last bit like a putt.
So he goes 3-4-1 his last three holes to get it to 3 under for the day, and he is now 4 under for the championship. And just like that, he moves into 10th place. Wen Yiding now at the 11th.
190 left for his third. This was flush, but turning over a little left of it.
Still safely on deck.
12th hole, the New Zealander Cooper Moore.
I got to say I'm proud of the young 16-year-old. I was in New Zealand last week. And there's a lot of talk about this young man for good reason. Cooper hoops it. Grade 3. And a good championship, too.
You mentioned hoops. There's a great young basketball player, freshman at Duke, named Cooper Flagg. Nakano.
Starting to make some good swings now, Nakano.
Yeah, you need to make that putt, maybe a 2-shot swing, maybe some hope. Go ahead, take that out. Don't give it away. Yeah. That's a hole-in-one for Sung-Yup Cho.
Scoring picked up a little in round 4. Average score just over 71. Conditions and talent, obviously, for that. Wen Yiding, a little bit of trouble in 11, but a mature chip out. Has a lengthy putt for par to remain at 12 under. More than likely to drop back in that 2-shot lead. 40 countries, 120 players. Cup was 63. Cup fell at +7. Been playing catch up over the last 2 days with the weather. Torrential, 4 inches of rain Thursday evening into Friday. Course starting to dry out and a little bit of sunshine. Plenty of golf still to be played today. Now playing alongside Zhou, Sumiuchi, one of the 10 Japanese players. Currently in 3rd place. Oh, well played. Zhou fairways and fringes, so it's tough to play the bump and run. Has to be executed spot on. Hole in one at 17. What a great shot that was. Now out of the bunker. Just a little short. Some work to be done.
This is Zhou. He could really use this, Frank.
Uphill to get to 10 under.
Enough? Yes,
Whoa,
it is.
What a charge.
Here we go. And Ding is staring at a bogey at the 11th. Back-to-back birdies. Zhou of China playing college golf at Cal. Now it's getting interesting, Colt.
Yes, it is, and Ding will have no idea about those back-to-back birdies. Has not seen a scoreboard since the 9th. And now he's got some 30 feet for his bogey or for his par, excuse me, that's going to move pretty good to his right.
Oh, good effort. But it is a bogey.
When he stood on the tee, the lead was 3. Now it is 1. Things have changed dramatically. His first bogey, as we said, since the 9th hole in the opening round.
But Frank, after that tee shot, I think he's okay with making bogey there and moving to 12.
Yeah, that was definitely the best he could do. Now Nakano try and head in the other direction.
A lot like 9. A lot like 9. He had a really solid iron shot, just flew it right over the top of the flagstick.
He's got to run it out. He's got a chance.
Okay, not done yet. He's an explosive player. Can get on a run. He too has gone back-to-back to get to 7 under and 4 shots behind. Let's see the reaction. Jumbo Ozaki taught him to fight. Keep climbing that mountain. You're going to make bogeys in this game. You just got to keep plugging. Yeah. So now it is Nakano and Masato Sumiuchi for Japan at 7 under par and 4 back. Now Zhou at 13.
Rich, they've taken this tee a long way back, 193. Hands off the club. That's heading a little left, but will carry, I think.
Okay.
Got a break.
Not too bad, all in all. So 2 from China are battling it out. We'll see. Japan may have something to say about it. Sumiuchi likely running out of holes, but Nakano still with some time.
Once again, this hole's protected by bunkers on both sides.
Frank, he actually made double bogey here this morning on not one of the tougher holes out here, in my opinion. Has the length to cover all the bunkers.
Yeah, that was his only double bogey of the week. Did manage to make 3 birdies after that. Found something these last few holes. A lot of experience got to be gained for Randy Bintang by virtue of not repairing. Gets to play with these 2 of the heavyweights in this field.
No doubt about it. I mean, was leader after day 1, but you learn a lot about your game and what you need to improve on when you play with guys like this.
Yeah, avoids the bunker, but now leads by 1.
If you go back to his last few swings with the driver, he missed it way right at 6, hit it off 8, hit it right on 9, and right on the last. So not the most confident with this club right now. This one too hung to the right.
Yeah, fortunate, but that's not a good lie. Nestled down in the zoysia.
So R&A a big part of what has been happening here in the Asia Pacific region. And this man, Martin Slumber, CEO of the R&A for the last decade, has been a huge driving force in all of it. Has done so many wonderful things to further this great game. He is stepping down in December, and he's with Amanda Balionis.
Joining us now is Martin Slumbers, the CEO of the R&A for at least a couple more months. Martin, you said you don't do emotional. Well, I do. I am very sad that this will be the last time that we're interviewing you here at this championship in this official capacity. What has this week been like, knowing the progress that you have witnessed in your time as the CEO of the R&A?
Yeah, I mean, it has been it's been an emotional week. It's been quite a wet week as well, hasn't it? But, you know, deep down, I'm very proud about what all of our teams have done to give these young men an opportunity. And I think the only thing we're trying to do is to give them ability to pursue a pathway, to find out how good they are. And then we need to get out of the way and let them, you know, perform and show us how good they are. And, you know, it's been a real pleasure to see that. And we got a good competition now over the last 9 holes. But you know, in the last this is 15 of these, I think it's really shown how the individual countries, the classical countries, are doing well. But it's the ones who the game is relatively new. They're getting better and better, and that's a fantastic legacy for this whole championship to leave.
We just saw the first player from Qatar make the cut for the very first time in his 11th attempt. It's those stories that I know you and I both love so much. But you told me before you took over this role, you didn't even know this championship existed. No. And you said now leaving, you're hooked. What are you hooked on when you think about this championship?
Well, I've sort of got hooked on elite amateur golf, if I'm really honest. You know, I think people who love watching our game get too obsessed watching the professional game. And when you come and watch the very best at the amateur level, A, you're watching the next generation. B, you're watching different nationalities emerge that didn't exist when I was, you know, learning to play golf and younger. And C, you're seeing it in different countries. And I think that is exciting for the sport. I'm a great believer that golf's a global sport. We must have it as a global sport. And I keep saying to all my friends, come and watch the elite amateur events, because you can get closer to the players. They're really, really good. Yeah. And you know, a couple of years' time, you're going to see a few of these. You'll see the Hidekis of this appear on the grand stage. And that's what's got me hooked.
And finally, you did mention that you try to gently nudge these guys out of their comfort zones on weeks like this, especially the ones that we know are looking to turn professional. I can't imagine a better example than this week of guys being pushed, maybe not so gently, out of their comfort zones. What have you seen from these players, especially those at the top, Wenyi Ding, for instance, how they have handled themselves in conditions and situations that they've maybe never encountered before?
I think when you don't follow top-level golf and top-level sport, you don't realize that what these players, the very best in the world, are really good at is not giving away shots unnecessarily. You know, yes, they'll play the brilliant one to make a birdie or an eagle, but they're desperate not to make bogeys. And I've watched a couple of them. I mean, on the 18 this morning, the final group, that's what you saw. He was out of position in the left side of the bunker. The tree was in front of him. He took a long time to think about what to do, but you know, he got it back in place, put it on the green safely, made his par. And I think that's what's impressive, watching the very best. And I think I've always been a great believer when I've watched any sport, the very best, the very, very, very best, seem to have more time than everyone else. They have a fraction of a second more. And, you know, when you watch the PGA Tour, you can see the ones who've got that fraction of a second more. And it's lovely to watch the next generation and spot who may have that talent.
Grit. We're certainly seeing plenty of that, especially at the top of this leaderboard. Martin, give me a side hug. We're going to miss you out here, buddy. It's been an absolute privilege to get to know you over the last almost decade, and you have left your footprint here on this championship forever. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Rich.
Thank you. Good heart, steady hand, global vision. And under his stewardship, Frank, participation in this game around the world has grown significantly, particularly on the women's side. Well done, Martin Slumbers. Well done, Amanda. Wenyi Ding.
That from a pretty bad lie in the right-hand rough, but on taking off on a great line.
Superb shot. If I can put a footnote too, I want to steal a word from Amanda. Martin Slumbers put a hug on the game. Hug on the game. He's always been a voice of reason.
Zhou.
This could cause some noise. Paul, if it goes in.
Yeah, it's going to just slide down here. He's in the hole like a bucket, that's for sure.
Nakano.
Perfect drive, 132, just a wedge left. That is the proper sound of a properly struck golf shot. Look at this.
Okay.
He has found another gap.
Okay, here we go. Don't count out Rintaro Nakano just yet.
Especially when you got finishing holes like this, Rich. Right. Water and play at 18.
Sumiuchi trying for the clubhouse lead.
And that is famous hole location back right.
Ooh.
So, chance to get 8 under, be leader in the clubhouse.
So this is what Martin was talking about. Pathways for players from around the region. The population, Asia-Pacific region, is 4 billion, Frank.
Yeah, it is. And the golfing population has gone up since the tenure of Martin Slumbers. So they've spread the game, developed the game at male, female, old, young. There's no bias.
People say, well, why? Why does it matter? If you believe in the values this game teaches, it's worth spreading. It's good for the game economically, clearly, but it also, you know, Martin alluded to this, it adds layers to the sport. More colorful, more interesting, if they're coming from more places around the globe.
Yeah, not often it's a win-win scenario. That's what it is.
You know, you've always championed that, Frank, coming from New Zealand and having played all the countries you did in your great professional career.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough too to go to Randy Bintang's country, Indonesia, playing Jakarta. His birdie attempt here. I think that's the beauty of travel. It's an education. Golf can take you all around the world, whether it's at the amateur or professional level.
Birdie putt now for Sunghyun Ahn. Frank, how about his physical profile at just 15?
Yeah, he's strong, that's for sure, and happy. Really putting up a good show this week. He's bounced back nicely. You see the 3 bogeys in the middle of the round. Did not derail him. Smiles back on the face. Yeah, you have to love that, don't you?
All right, now to Wen Yi Ding. Colt, how about this putt?
Left it in a great spot. Can be aggressive coming up the hill from about 15 feet. But one disadvantage of not repairing Frank is he doesn't really know where anyone else stands other than the guys in his group, because there's only a leaderboard every few holes.
He might be surprised when he gets his next look.
All right, so he'll tap for par and remain at 11 under par. 1 shot lead on his countryman, Zhou. Nakano has a short birdie putt to get to within 3.
Yeah, and then too, Zhou has the driver ball 15th. It's been shortened to under 300 yards. 18 is reachable.
17's a birdie hole. Or a hole-in-one hole. we saw Zhou make an ace. Has to have it.
Nakano has looked like a different player these last few holes.
Okay, a little bit more noise now here at Taiheiyo Club Gotemba. 3 in a row for Rintaro Nakano, and he now suddenly is within striking distance. Final round, dramatic Sunday here in Japan.
To 18. The man is fresh off a hole-in-one. Back at 17. Zhou. See if he can make one more. It's a little wayward. Good little run to the clubhouse, though. Found some form. And a good championship. Players, if they can't win, try and have your best finish. Now, one of the players in the mix, Kobayashi here at 16. To get to 7 under. So time running out for Kobayashi. Curious if Japan would think anything other than a win this week is a success. But I think if they look at all 10 players, the fact that they all made the weekend, there's so many of them in contention. I think it is a big success for their program. Now,隅内to be leader in the clubhouse. Still good performance. Right now, tied for 4th. So just 3 players better. Good playing this week. 66, best round we've seen so far in this 4th round.
They've arrived at 13. Wen Yi Ding now clinging to a 1-shot lead. Was 3 not that long ago. Colt, what's the feeling down there right now? What's the vibe?
So this crowd is energized, and Nakano looks like a totally different player. His head was down on that front nine, was not confident at all in his golf swing. All of a sudden, you start off the back nine, birdie, 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 things change. And Frank, I'll say this, the rule staff has set at least the start of this back nine up, giving these guys a lot of chances. Most of the hole locations pretty much right in the middle of the green. They can be extremely aggressive.
Yeah, there's a good chance there, but 12, 13, and 15 all playing under par. So you can get on a little bit of a run here.
And 193 with a little bit of downhill, probably just a good full 7-iron for Nakano.
Oh, that was a good shot.
Frank, he's an exciting player for that swing, the intensity.
You can see early on he didn't even want to see where the ball was going. Now eyes are riveted. Now 14.
Zhou, one back.
81 to this pin, and it's only just on the green. It's about controlling your spin here. Oh, this one's going to cover the water easy. Good controlled shot right here.
Sensational.
Say that again, Paul. Chance to tie there for Zhou.
It's starting to heat up now. Wen Yi Ding.
One hand off.
Oh boy, he doesn't like it, guys. That was mishit a little bit, but it wasn't that bad.
Got away with it. Hardly a walk in the park right now. 18.
I think he would take 6 birdie putts of that length the rest of the way.
All right, this par putt at 18 for Sung-Yap Cho. So 3, 4, 1, 5 to finish his round of 67, and a nice championship for Sung-Yap Cho of Korea. One more look, Frank.
One more look. At 1. And that is perfect. The hole-in-one hole, 17. Kobayashi could do with that. Slightly elevated tee across the water. Never an issue. Heart of the green. Course has held up well considering the amount of rain. Often they can get these greens firm and fast. Rivals some of the fastest greens in the world. Wen Yi Ding. A 3-shot lead has evaporated. It's just a solitary shot. I'm curious when he gets to see that leaderboard, how he'll approach the final few holes. Just a beautiful day. We're about 90 kilometers, 60 miles south of Tokyo here. Catch a train if you want. Hour and a half, 2 hours in a car. Very rich in golf courses in this area. Useful.
AACGolf.com, best way to stay up to date with the latest news from the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. Follow on Instagram, X, and Facebook. Lots of information to keep you piped in. All-world content team hard at work. personalities up to the second scores. All of the late action here, and this is enormous. Zhou Zhou to tie the lead. Oh, wow, Frank.
It had to break.
That one by day's end may sting.
You see the tilt of the green. You would think it just needs to move a smidge to the right.
Quarter of the way down.
He also has an English name. Is it Quinn? Eric. Eric the Red, dressed in that actually today. Now the final group at 13.
Let's bring in Colt here. It's getting interesting now as Nakano here in the red hat has made quite a move.
Yes, he has. He's starting to really flush it. Every iron shot he's hit on this side has been right at the flagstick. But Bintang is going to be first to go here for par. Came up well short with his approach shot.
Nice, even, balanced putting stroke. Not a lot of hit. Tries to roll it rather than hit it. See different types of putting strokes now. Pop strokes. Small the backswing, being a similar length to the follow through.
Female caddies, very much part of the golf culture here in Japan. That, and if you're playing a leisurely recreational round, 45 minutes for lunch between nines. And now, how about this putt, Colt?
Coming down the hill, not a lot of movement in it. But this crowd out here, obviously, all on Nakano's side. After watching their man Shohei Ohtani hit a 3-run homer in the playoffs early this morning here in Japan.
Yeah, baseball, a huge game here.
For 4 in a row.
No. Never online. That was a foul ball.
Right now, Wendy Deng will have a chance to make birdie and get that lead back up to 2.
I'm not sure what he didn't like about that approach shot here at 13. I mean, he left it in a fantastic spot just below the hole with not a lot of movement.
Good putt.
Rich, these greens are so perfect from that length. These players just expect to make all those.
Even Dad's concerned right now. The hole shrunk a little. Nakano remains at 8 under. Still enough time, right? Plenty of holes, especially with his power. 4 straight threes to start this night. 2.
How about the 14, Frank?
Pretty hole decision once again. You'll see the 2 bunkers first and foremost, but really focus on the flat just beyond the one on the left side, because this is really a second shot hole. especially where the hole is cut just over the water. It's a great opportunity. Find the fairway, attack the flag. Get in trouble here, decisions, because you can rack up a number very quickly by being out of play. Deep green, not really interested in the back third. These players are good enough to use the slope on the right, spin the ball back. And after this too will be a drivable par 4. So this is an important little part of the golf course. Still looks calm. Almost in a trance, isn't he?
He has been a picture of composure since the start of this tournament, through all the starts and stops with the weather.
Colt, I like the options on some of these holes, you know, the ones that aren't overly long. You can go driver here like Nakano. You can iron it down there and really pick your own poison.
Yeah, I'm with you. Fairways pinch in a lot around 300 yards, but if you're brave enough, you get rewarded if you pull it off.
That works.
This will work. My goodness, how good is that?
And he's starting to fly a little high. You can see that 123 feet.
Going to be a very interesting finish, though, Frank. I mean, birdie opportunities here at 14 and 15, tough holes 16, 17, and then a birdie or eagle chance at 18.
Good attacking holes to be attacked. Same club for Ding.
He's missed 3 fairways in a row when he's hit driver. He's got something going on here. He keeps losing this to the right.
That's fine. Good bounce out of the rough.
And ahead at 15. This is a drivable par 4, so this is an eagle putt for Ryo Maruo of Japan. Just a taste of what's ahead, and kind of swings we could see in momentum.
Yeah, they push the tee forward. It's just 286 to the front. Or, for example, you hit it in the water and play it at 18.
We talked about this earlier in the week. The Australian 7 went out there and gave us an exhibition of how to do it. Sort of like that, like a bunker shot.
You got to, well, you can't hit the ball, so you're gonna hit some water between the ball and the club face. So yeah, you do play it like a bunker shot and spray your caddy.
So playing the 14th, Wenyi Ding is leading by 1 here in the final round of the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship in Japan.
More than a 2-horse race right now. Ding leads by the solitary shot from his fellow countryman. And Nakano has just started this homeward 9 with 4 straight 3s. So he's making his move back. And we just saw Jamin Park his shot out of the water. This would be an unlikely birdie. He's done swimmingly well today. It's the famous hole location. Tiger Woods chipped in there back in 2001, played a bump and run from the back right. He's playing alternate shot with David Duval. When David Duval was in the height of his game, 2001. It was a 4-way playoff. Denmark, New Zealand, and South Africa. It was won by a South African team of Ernie Els and Retief Goosen. Professional tournaments have been played here since the 70s. So many have walked these fairways. I think we'll see the leaderboard soon.
Getting there.
And still a mountain to be climbed. For the teenager.
In the shadow of Japan's sacred mountain, a battle rages. Not one of steel and sword, but of club and ball. Welcome to太平洋クラブ御殿場, where the fate of every golfer is intertwined with the whims of one of nature's most majestic giants. Mount Fuji, a sleeping volcano, holds the course in its grip. A sudden wind can send a perfect struck drive into the rough. But the challenges aren't just physical. The spiritual aura of Mount Fuji can also influence a golfer's game. Some say the mountain instills a sense of calm and focus, while others claim it can be a source of distraction. Playing here is like facing a divine opponent. You never know what to expect. It's a dance with the mountain, a test of endurance, skill, and a bit of luck. A battle as old as the game itself, played out against the backdrop of one of nature's most awe-inspiring creations.
All right, kudos to our production team. That was beautifully written. The players had a chance to put artistic touches on a place that has been a source of inspiration for a number of artists going back centuries. And I love how that was written, Frank. Battle rage is not one of steel and sword, but club and ball. Fuji-san, sacred place, one of 3 holy mountains in Japan. The others are Mount Tate and Mount Haku. Surrounded by 5 lakes, active volcano, but been a while since it last erupted.
Fortunately.
Nakano has to hit this one in close.
Yeah, he's got to take this front hole location on. Just 93 yards left. Oh, he's got this one just a little left of it. Needs to spin hard.
He's trying.
A little safe there, Frank.
It was B minus. Windy ding.
85 yards left in a perfect angle. This one is going to land pretty deep. Needs to also spin, and here it comes.
Fine shot.
Yeah, that's about an A minus right there. Here's Zhou at the 15th, second shot. Seems to,
Oh, that's a shocker.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Gonna have to come up with some magic. Well, the other great Grow the Game initiative in the amateur side, 2025 Latin America Amateur Championship is going back to Buenos Aires, where it debuted in 2015. Pilar Golf Club, middle of January. Always think about the late, great Roberto Di Vincenzo, 1967 Open champion. A chance to meet him 10 years ago in Argentina. You see Martin Slumbers, Neil Farquharson on the far left from the R&A. There's Chairman Ridley. And then on the far right, it is Fred Perpall and Mike Wan of the USGA for the announcement. In Panama last year, they're celebrating their 10th anniversary. Asia Pacific Am now in year 15. Zhou out of the bunker. Long bunker shot, Paul.
Yeah, it certainly is. It feeds down to the hole here. Mistake on the second shot. Caught that nicely. Just got to get over the ridge.
Needs to keep going.
Thank you.
Cannot afford to drop a shot here. This hole is drivable. So making a mess of it, especially with opportunities back here at 14 for the leaders. Leader in Wen Yi-ding.
Frank, I'll tell you this, it's unbelievable how dry this golf course is after how much rain it has. I was talking to some of the locals here, and they said the volcanic rock from Mount Fuji really allows this place to dry out. You can't even tell it's rained.
I was surprised how few puddles there were yesterday, Colt, in the thick of things. And you're right, today it looks like it hasn't rained here for weeks.
Yeah, shout out to the crew for getting this place playable.
63 ground staff have worked tirelessly. Now Randy Bintang to get back to even par.
Hit a really nice shot from the right fairway bunker. We'll give these guys a little bit of the idea how fast this is going to be coming down the hill.
Turn for home. Go ahead, Randy Bintang. What a putt. Back to even par. Enormous putt now here at 15, Frank, for Zhou. Has it.
That was huge. You make 5 there, that would have been like a double bogey.
Stays one back of Wen Yi-ding, who has a birdie putt at 14th.
Still, he'll kick himself out of play off the tee and with the second.
Kept his head in the game, though. It was a good third shot, long bunker shot.
Yeah, great up and down. Just 18 years of age. Giving up nearly two years on the leader. Wen Yi-ding will turn 20 in November. 3 behind.
Now Rintaro Nakano. Colt.
Downhill from 20 feet. Not going to move as much to the right as Bintang's, but this is very makeable.
Stay up.
Lost it to the right, and now Wen Yi-ding stepping in for his birdie putt. Try to get that lead back up to 2.
And Frank, if you're a chaser like Nakano, I mean, obviously finishing second or third is a great week, but it doesn't get you what winning does. Do you change your strategy a little bit coming in?
I think you have to. It's you got to swing for the trees. I mean, second, it'll get you in the amateur championship, but this is winner takes all, literally.
Birdie putt, Wen Yi-ding. Ran out of steam. Opportunity lost for Wen Yi-ding, and he'll head to the 15th hole with a 1-shot lead.
And a decision, too, to whether go for that drivable par 4 or play it conservatively.
While we have a moment, let's go back down to Amanda.
Joining us now is Jasper Stubbs, our 2023 champion. And Jasper, when you think back to that winning putt and that reaction, we've showed it multiple times this week. What do you remember most?
Yeah, after the winning putt, I just remember all the guys coming out from the Aussie squad onto the green running and showering me with water and champagne. So that's something that I always watch back with the video, obviously, and something I'll remember forever.
You've obviously had some incredible experiences over the last 12 months because of that victory. From who you were as a player and person then versus who you are now this week, how have you evolved because of these opportunities?
Yeah, I think definitely having those opportunities just shows where I need to get to. So it sort of instills a bit of a work ethic to get back to that top point, I think. And yeah, those guys are so good. So to get so good is what you've got to do to be there again, I guess.
In just a few holes, we'll be crowning the 2024 champion. What's your advice for them on the journey they're about to take?
Yeah, I think once you get to the majors, it's pretty scary. But I think be afraid to not ask, or be not afraid to ask some special players for practice rounds and some advice, because they're more than happy to give it to you in my experience. And I think what you can learn off them is invaluable.
Well, congratulations on a great amateur career, I can officially say, because this guy turns pro next week. Amazing. Yeah. Good luck.
Thank you.
Rich?
Yeah, he's a great representative. We wish him the best. He finished birdie today for a round of 70, +5 for the championship, and tied for 31st. That was a comeback, Frank, a year ago.
Yeah, like no other. Course played hard last year. He shot 69 on Sunday, but more importantly, came from 7 back with 12 holes to go.
Made a memorable putt. Big bender on those famously tough greens at Royal Melbourne. Now Maruo to get to 8 under. Pours that one in. Suddenly Rio Maruo with 4 birdies on this backside is tied for 3rd at 8 under par. Now 16th tee. This is Zhou, 1 behind.
Yeah, Richie has not missed a drive all day, which was strange that he took an iron off the last tee, and this one right up the middle.
Yeah, hit 3-wood there to avoid the bunker down the left. Comes in about 320 yards. So well positioned. 218.
Yeah, this is an eagle try for Kobayashi, so you can sort of get an idea, Frank, of what could potentially happen with that final group.
Yeah, definitely 3, 4, 5, and 6 in play here at 18, with the water protecting the right side of this green.
The drivable 15th, and now the 18th, which was definitely gettable. And here they are.
Well, at least 2 of them can reach this. They push the tee forward here at 15, and it's just 286 yards to the front of this green today. So the forward tee, and you really do have to make a decision. This first bunker really is irrelevant on the right side. That's more for when the tee's at the back. So we start looking at that bunker on the right side, because you've got to take the direct line at the green. Holds some 19 paces on today. I mean, it really is a good opportunity, because you see how the trees start to break away from the screen. I honestly think it's a green light shot right now, despite the 1-shot lead. Be very surprised to see Ding lay up off this tee. Don't ever wait.
And back at 18, Kobayashi, this for birdie to get it in at 6 under. Disappointing 3-putt par to finish, but still good week. A young man from Japan. Shun Kobayashi is currently tied for 7th. It's a round of 70.
Yeah, it's a good finishing hole, Rich. Already being 1 eagle, 11 birdies, and well, 8 scores that are over par on that closing hole as we go to 16.
Yeah, Zhou staring right at it. Seems to like it.
Oh, it was right over the top. Still got a good chance from the back edge.
It is tight down the stretch here. The shadow of Mount Fuji. Taiheo Club Gotemba, the 15th playing of the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship.
Everything's still up in the air now for the 15th playing of the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. Wen Yi Ding just hanging on to that solitary 1-shot lead. So much up for stake for these players. chance to play in the 2025 Masters Championship. 153rd playing of the Open Championship. Once again, returning to Royal Portrush. And a wonderful venue for the 130th Amateur Championship, Royal St. George's. To the victor certainly goes the spoils. Last year, they played the best golf course in Australia in Royal Melbourne. This year, the best golf course in Japan, the Taiheiyo Club here in Gotemba. Wen Yiding, highest ranked player in the field, coming in 5th in the World Amateur Rankings. Turns 20 November 19. Leads his fellow countryman, English name Eric. Zhou, just by 1 shot. Eric, just 18 years of age. Maru, well, he'll need something special on 17 and 18 to at least post. Rintaro Nakano has really turned things around.
Big spot here at the drivable par 4, 15th hole. Does Nakano have something special in him? Certainly has the power and the speed. 3 shots back, has to make something happen. Cole?
Yep, the time is now, Rich. 286 to the front edge, so he can definitely get there. And like Frank said, visually, these trees on the right make you think you want to bail out to the left, but you actually want to take those on because the right is a very easy up and down, and there's actually more room than it looks like. Just some movement behind the green there. Just making sure it wasn't a player.
Most aggressive practice swing. Club locked in his fingers.
This one headed at the right side of the green. Plenty of firepower. That's going to be fine.
That's a pretty good shot, isn't it, Frank?
It's a great lead. Players have chipped in on many occasions. It's hole high.
So he does the job, what he had to do. Try to apply some pressure here. Now Wen Yiding, lead is 1.
This one is headed left. This is going to miss the bunker left. Needs a soft bounce.
Oh, look out.
It's got on the path.
Oh, boy.
He's struggling with that driver, Frank.
Certainly is. That's the don't go right swing. It'd be interesting if that ball keeps rolling on the path, where that could finish off. Colin, I'm not quite sure what Nakano is doing here, because he was asking his caddy where his tee shot went. We just saw it's just off the right edge.
Yeah, I just signaled back to them that he's fine. I'm not sure what that was all about.
He's more than fine. He's in a great spot. This would be a good time for a make here from Zhou. Maybe. Wow. That was a good effort. And this is a Maruo after a wayward tee shot at 17.
Things are getting better after that shot.
Seen some really good short game work from a number of players this afternoon. Well, hold on. may be some trouble here for Wen Yi Ding at 15. Great drive by Nakano. We'll come back, see what happens in just a moment.
I just want to have a little shout out to Martin Slumbers. His 10-year tenure with the R&A. Been a friend of the game. Hopefully he continues to stay close. Stewarded the game. He's embraced both amateur and professional golf. He's been a bridge. We need bridges right now. Actually, in many ways. So if you get the pleasure to sit down, here's a man that loves the game, loves people, and is always plotting the future. His wife, Jill, they'll get to spend a little bit more time together, perhaps on the links. He's a friend to golf. The men's and the amateur game. He's pushed it in a very positive direction. And the word sustainability, that's always in his vocab. Yeah. Thank you is the best. The sun's starting to glisten.
This is to save par. Rio Marua at 17. That's good three right there. 17 years old in his Asia Pacific Amateur debut. Japan continuing to produce high-level players. All right, Colt, what's he looking at here, Wen Yi Ding?
Well, he got really lucky, Rich. He's going to get a draw from the cart path, but he's got a nice little window between these trees. Going to have to hit a bump and run, which is always tough through Zoysia fairways, but this could have been much worse.
I was surprised it didn't actually roll down the path. Could have finished anywhere. It's hard, though, to bump and run it through Zoysia. Remember, Nakano's actually in prime position on the other side of the green. And Zhou's heading to 17. He's one back.
Frank, I think the shot he's got to play here is try to hit just one bounce in the fairway cut and then get onto the green. You try to two-hop it through the Zoysia, it's most likely going to get hung up.
You'd almost want to drop it in like an average lie, wouldn't you? You wouldn't want the ball sitting up too much. Average lie, it's a better chance to bounce it through the Zoysia.
Looks pretty average.
While we wait, here's a Zhou at the 17th tee.
This is a beast today. 229 downhill. He's hoisted this way up in the air. This young man can change his flights. This one's way up, a little right.
Shot. That's a chance.
Frank, a lot of quality golf shots from this kid, that's for sure.
He is too. If he can finish perhaps birdie. But a lot of it is right here.
Trying to fly this into the bank here, Frank, the closely mown area.
Yeah, Colt, you're right there. I mean, he can't afford more than one bounce through the fringe because the Zoysia is soft.
Yeah, I'm thinking landing 2 or 3 yards short of the putting surface should take one good bounce.
So, ball back.
That is really good considering the situation.
Yeah, if he could make that. Great shot.
So good break. Had that window, as Colt discussed. He took advantage of it.
Just see where it bounces here. A little bit of shuffling. Didn't peak. He just stayed with it.
Yeah, superb camera work as well.
Frank, I feel like the speed of the backswing with his driver, his iron, his chipping, and his putting is all the same.
It's like a metronome, isn't it? Yeah, across the other side. If ever you need a chip in, it's right now.
Colt, you mentioned Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers. What a player he is. Nakano could use a home run right now.
Yeah, he was very surprised when he got up here and saw his balls actually in the fairway. Got to clean it, put it on a perfect lie. And this one, he's just got to get it over this ridge. Then it'll pick up some speed and feed towards the hole. Up speed right there. This is really good.
Not a home run, but it's a triple. And he had to have it. So he'll tap for birdie. That'll get him to 9 under. See what Wen Yi Ding does. Again, 18 is an eagle possibility. I mentioned Ohtani. This is a country that loves its sports. Certainly golf, we've talked about. Baseball.
Good technique. He does have an issue with the left wrist. He doesn't have the sort of radial deviation that normal players have. That's why you don't see a lot of wrist cock at the top of his swing. More John Rahm type action.
We saw one of the Japanese sports legends last night, the gala, in an exhibition. Sumo wrestler Hakuo. 899 wins, Frank, as a
I see you
Yokozuna.
You were trying to give him a hug last night.
Don't mess with those guys. Right. Akibono. It's the national sport, sumo, here in Japan. All right, now Wen Yi Ding, this would be an enormous turn right here.
And where this hole located it's in a bowl, and so there's not going to be a lot of movement here. It's almost a funnel straight down the hill.
Wow, it was a good putt. Touch was there, just a fraction off. And so now he will go to 16 with that one-shot lead. Zhou ahead, has birdie putt at 17, the par 3. Nakano is now within 2. He's made a big back 9 charge, 4 birdies in 6 holes. The agony for Dad. Feng is on the bag. By the way, Feng in Chinese translates to mountain. And they are trying to climb it here. Not easy. This to tie for the lead.
Reggie walked up into this green, seen the leaderboard, took a deep breath and went about his business. This is a dead straight putt.
Good effort, just needed it to turn a little.
All right, so Zhou will go to the reachable par 5 18th hole. Well, certainly will have to make no worse than a birdie, maybe an eagle, to have a chance. Wen Yi Ding still hanging on to that lead. Here we go. This is Maruo at 18.
Has to push the pedal. Ooh, gets it on the top deck, just off the fringe. Still, there's not a lot of break there. Chip perhaps even putt from there. Two very different tee shots upcoming now for Ding. This one a slight dog leg right. 18 goes in the other direction. Now he's flared a couple to the right, so you have to keep an eye on that tree, which is 290 yards. That might be the issue there. Run out down the left. A lot of players have actually reached that 320-yard bunker. The hole opens up once you get past the corner of the dog leg. 3 different levels in this green. And today the hole all the way in the back right.
469 yards. Nakano with a tee, 2 back.
A little bit of a helping wind, so that tree shouldn't be a problem.
Rip City.
This one is smoked at the right edge of that bunker.
Different player on this back 9. He went out in 2 over 37, but 4 under on the inward half. Just about knocked his hat off. Giving it his all in front of the home fans now. Randy Bintang.
Coming off back-to-back birdies, so showing some fight here coming down the stretch.
Splits it. He's had a good week, Randy Bintang. Currently tied for 16th at 1 under par.
It's now Ding. Lost a few right. Previous hole hit it left.
It's time to pick a target and make a committed swing, Frank. The only fairway he's hit on this back 9 was with an iron off the 10th.
Nice.
They like that.
Just hit his best tee shot at the best possible time.
Yeah, hell of a chance to put a little pressure on Nakano. He'll hit first. Down to the wire here in Japan. Rintaro Nakano trying to stage a late rally here in front of the home fans and snatch it away from Wenyi Ding of China.
Wenyi Ding struggled with the driver the last couple of hours, but has just piped one down 16. Couldn't come at a better time trying to join this list of illustrious Chinese champions. Started all the way back in Thailand in 2012. 2-time champion Yushin Lin not in the field this week. Left-hander. Chinese golf certainly changed over the last 2 decades. Their amateur program. Their players traveling around the world, going to college. Wenyi had his tenure, Arizona State University. U.S. junior champion, the first from China. Just trying to climb a little higher this week.
One back playing the final hole. This is Zhou Trying to make something happen. Surprised with a club choice, Frank?
Yeah, I honestly don't get this, Rich. He has the power to take it over the left bunker. bring 3 into the equation. He could perhaps reach from there, but it's going to take a really long club. Personally, I think that's a poor decision.
His coach at Cal, Michael Wilson, said, young player, but explosive, capable of great things. We'll see.
Well, it's like 290 over the left bunker. He could conceivably go on with a short iron. Fortune favors the brave on the odd occasion.
Back at 16. Wen Yiding in the red shirt. Good position. He'll hit just before Nakano. Bintang is well back. Just doesn't quite have the power, but certainly has displayed some precision today. Control of his ball. Working on 2 consecutive birdies, Colt.
Yeah, the rain, all the rain we had just really softened these fairways up, took some of the run out of it, and it's hurt him quite a bit, but he's given it all he's got. Has 188 left here in the 16, just got it past that tree. Solid shot there.
Another excellent swing and shot from Randy Bintang. Finishing with a flourish. Now this at 18, Zhou Fukuzumi. Frank, some of what we've seen around the greens has been impressive.
Well, the Japanese, their favorite son, Isao Aoki, was pretty good with the short clubs. Now back at 16, second shot for Ding.
150 left, just 4 paces behind this hole. This one is pulled left of it. Not too bad.
It's a pretty good shot.
It's again hole high.
See what Nakano can do here.
I would still say that's a little bit of an opening for Nakano. 4 yards closer, has 146. Should be a nice, comfortable 9-iron. This one starts right and it's not drawing.
It's going to need a good putt now.
Two shots back, and now ahead to 18. And this is Ryo Maruo of Japan. He's 8 under. This could get him to 10.
So he did elect to putt from the fringe. Needs to go. Needs to go.
A sensational back 9 for Maruo. 5 under 30, and he's in with 65 to match the best score of the week. Japan right now with 3 players in the top 5, 4 in the top 7, or 5 in the top 10. Still chasing that guy, Wen Yiding of China. And Colt, just a beautiful now mid-afternoon here in Japan.
Perfect conditions, nice temperatures, sun's out a little bit, very little wind on a great golf course with great scoring conditions.
Sung Yun An of Korea, this to get to 7 under.
He gave it a shake today.
Get in. Yeah.
Good way to finish. It was just the 3 bogeys in the middle of his round that derailed him.
Frank, I think we're looking potentially at a future Asia Pacific Amateur champion. Just 15 years old. Physically, he's compact, he's strong. There's a lot of moxie. And technically, he looks very sound as well.
Yeah, it reminds me a little of Siwoo Kim, who played in this championship. Good friends of Colt. I know that. Colt Spent some time with Zhou over the years.
We'll take you back to 18, and this is a Zhou Fukuzumi par putt. Round of 70.
Another Japanese player with a fine tournament. All 10 of their players made the weekend.
Back to 16. All right, Colt, how about this putt here for Rintaro Nakano?
Well, first off, Rich, I think he wishes he could have that 9-iron over again. That just was not a very good shot from just 146. That being said, he does have a birdie putt of around 30 feet coming down the hill.
This to get to within 1.
And made a putt very similar to this length and this speed back at 11 for birdie.
Just a fraction off and a little bit of work left. He was 6 shots back when they made the turn. That was to get to within 1.
We kept looking at that too, because as it went past, it broke a little to the right. Just have an idea on the line in the other direction. But it would have helped Ding, that's for sure. And Ding's going to get 2 looks at it, really, because Randy will putt first.
Yeah, this is a huge break for Ding, in my opinion, Frank. I mean, Randy Bentang's just a little left of his mark, so he's going to give him a great idea what this does.
It's for a 3rd straight birdie.
So he expected it to turn left.
Now a sizable moment here for Wenyi Ding. With Zhou ahead at 18 and 1 shot back. Ding with a chance to give himself a cushion. Yeah, he was taking a good look at that.
He got on there real quick just to see what it did at the end, those last 3 or 4 feet.
To me, Frank, the last 3 or 4 feet looks pretty straight.
Yeah. I think you have to keep it inside the hole. And speed isn't an issue. It's a little uphill, so nothing to be frightened of.
I think the biggest thing right here is you got to tell yourself to give it a chance. You get a little defensive when you're nervous.
Started it out.
Wow. I mean, so close.
Guys, he's hit some good putts on this back 9. They just have not gone in.
Hanging on to that 1-shot lead, going to the par 3 17th. 5 pars in a row now for Wenyi Ding. He's made 3 birdies today, 1 bogey.
It'll be interesting. There's a leaderboard to the right of 17. He will see the score that Zhou is on when he gets to the green, but he won't know what is happening at 18, because chances are Zhou will not finish 18 by then.
And Frank, unless I missed it, that's the first leaderboard they've seen since the turn.
Exactly.
Must make now for Nakano to stay 2 back.
Well done, just popped it in.
2 back, 2 to play. It's par 3. And then a gettable par 5 finishing hole. Here is Zhou having a go at the 18th.
Rich 265, water right, wind into left to right. This is a big shot.
Oh my goodness, big shot. That was right over the flagstick, Frank. Had to look really good in the air. Give him lots of credit for getting after that.
Left himself a long way in there.
And back at 17, the par 3. 229 yards today.
Plays downhill. That helps the players a little. Club less. Water not really in play. It's a good 25 yards short of the front edge of this green. Green's wide enough. Miss it on the left, it will go down into a collection area. So if there's 2 big shots for Ding to hit, it's find the middle of this green and find the fairway at 18. Left to wait though. Randy Bingtang with the honor.
Plays 11 yards down the hill, so 218 adjusted with just a hair of helping wind. This one trying to fade, needs to catch a piece.
Nice. He's a good-looking player. Gets every bit out of that wiry frame. Maybe a hero someday from Indonesia. Certainly youngsters coming behind him will be watching this week and trying to do the same in the coming years. And now Rintaro Nakano of Japan. Does he have a good one in him? Needs maybe something extra special here.
He's made 3 straight threes here so far this week.
Looks a little unsure at the moment, Frank. 2 clubs out. 218 adjusted. I think it'd be a nice, comfortable 5-iron, but if you're pumped up, maybe give it a full rip with the 6.
He's got enough green around it too, Colt. There's good 9 yards to the left of it.
Yeah, wherever it lands, it's going to stop.
Good crowds gathered behind that tee. Final stages of this great championship.
Oh, this starts off at it, but now drawing. This is going to miss the green left.
A little soft bounce, might stay high. That's not too bad. Got away with it.
It's makeable from there. Frank, check it out in the crowd. That's the oldest player in the field from Lebanon, Rashid Akko, 66. There was a 12-year-old from Jordan in the field as well. Yeah, go ahead and smile. He's talked about his unwavering love for the game. Takes him all the way to Japan. Now, Wenyi Ding.
That's a good pass on a fantastic line. Nice. Be the club.
Oh, what a shot.
That is the kind of shot winners hit. And Frank, the tempo you talked about just does not change even under what you would think would be a stressful moment.
Yeah, there was no hint of deceleration there. Balanced at the top of his swing. Trusted the hit.
Okay, 3rd shot now for Zhou.
Difficult one, this, Rich, on a downslope, about 3-4 yard uprise, and then it all falls away at you, going away all the way to the water.
It's going to work out. It's got a chance.
Wow. Again, short game magic out here. So he'll tap to go to 11 under par. And he'll sit and wait. See what Wenyi Ding does. Ding has hit a marvelous shot at the 17th. That is a round of 68. He comes home in 3 under 32. Young man who could be a real star at Cal, college golf in the United States. Outstanding tournament.
Yeah, great tournament. I didn't like the decision off the tee, but the second shot was bold, and the little low spinner through. It's a risky shot. One more roll. And I'm curious how quickly that score will be posted. Because Wenyi Ding might just get up there and see he is tied. Great finish.
Great showing for China as well as Japan. But it is China right now 1-2, or for the moment 1-1 on the leaderboard. But certainly he is the favorite. Chance for a deuce here at 17. Wenyi Ding, eyes on the big prize.
Wenyi Ding, the highest ranked player in the field, birdied the 10th hole, momentarily had a 3-shot lead. We're now tied. Tied with his fellow countryman. If they quickly put that score up there, he'll be well aware of it. There's a scoreboard just to the right of this 17th green. Fortunately, the fog has stayed away, which hampered us through the first 3 rounds. Everything is clear in front. Lovely finishing hole. See the bunkers left and right in 18. The decision to be made. It's reachable today. It's already been 1 eagle, 17 birdies at the home hole. And the water very much in play. It's a sandbar actually just on the green side of there, so some shots have actually been played out of the water. Lovely contouring here, slopes in. See the slight false front, so the ball really has to be flown onto this 18th green. There's a ridge 2/3 of the way back, and this is a traditional hole location here at the Tahoe Club, scene of the famous Tiger Woods chip-in back in 2001. Steep bank on the right. We just saw a wonderful chip from the back of the green from Zhou. If you want to know where capital city is, Tokyo is in the distance. You actually can see Mount Fuji from Tokyo.
Rintaro Nakano here at 17. Likely needs to hold this. Still a good shot. So an invitation to the Masters is on the line right here, and as well a spot in the 153rd Open, going back to Royal Portrush where Shane Lowry won in 2019. The Amateur as well, Royal St. George's in England. Game changer for the winner. Randy Bintang. Code, you really like the way he has stood up with these 2 great amateur players, particularly when he wasn't going along so well.
Yeah, his attitude's been great. This back 9, he's played really nice golf. And seems to be enjoying himself. Him and Wenyi Ding were chatting the whole way coming up to the 17th green.
32 of his last 4. He's currently tied for 16th. There's Rashid. And now birdie putt, Wenyi Ding.
Does he know where he stands, Colt?
So I watched him the whole way up here, didn't look at the leaderboard, finally looked at it right as they put Zhou's birdie up there. So yes, he knows.
That is pure, and that is for the lead. Back on top, Wenyi Ding at 12 under par. Now, he really needs to play it safe at 18. And the title is his.
Well, as Galt's saying, he knows exactly where he stands. He has a multitude of ways of playing the 18th hole now. That is a 2 he will savor for the rest of his career.
Frank, that was a high quality iron shot he hit. Not only will he savor it, Frank, I think it will serve him well when he does play professionally.
Yeah.
He can draw on that.
Well, you can't get ahead of yourself. He still has to play 18. So there is an out of bounds down the right side. So he's still got to be prudent. But at least he has options now. So trees on the right. The out of bounds actually is beyond that. I just mentioned that because the odd player has actually been over there. He'll be aware of that. 2 bunkers left and right. Wouldn't be the worst case scenario if he found one of those off the tee. But he has the length to take it over the left bunker, just 285. Should he do that? It's just nothing more than perhaps a 5 or a 6 iron into this 529-yard par 5. Green does narrow up, but you can see what has to be avoided. Penalty area on the right. But he certainly has one hand on the trophy. He's got company right now in more ways than one, Rich.
Zhou is fellow countryman waiting.
He's going to take it down the left side, bunkers the line.
I'm with you, Frank. I think when you're nervous, the easiest club in the bag to hit is the driver. Why not send it? If it comes up short in that fairway bunker, it's not that hard of a layup.
Nice.
This is
Nice.
right over the top of it. Is it enough?
Oh, it is not.
Close to the lip. Fortunately, came back far enough. So the decision is probably made by the tee shot, the layup. Doesn't have to be pretty on the final hole.
There is water right up by the green. Zhou in with 68 at 11 under par. Now Nakano. Eagle might give him an outside chance if Ding makes bogey.
Wind starting to freshen back into their face a little bit. This also taking that bunker on.
He does have the power.
Just settled on the downslope, still reachable. Downhill lies coming low.
Now Bintang.
He's going to have to just aim straight away here, try to split those 2 bunkers.
Okay, so away they go. Final group, final hole. Wenyi Ding trying to lock it down after an all-world birdie at the 17th. Long par 3, stuffed an iron, made the putt. 1 clear. Frank, here's the lie in the bunker.
Fortunately rolled far enough back. Imagine it'd still be allowed. Stayed closer to the lip, it might have been more of a problem. Sitting up quite nicely.
Give you a look at some of the highlights from Wenyi Ding here in this final round. Began at 9 under par, a couple of pars to start. Here he is 3rd.
Yeah, the only other par 5 on the golf course. Good tee shot. He has the luxury of power. He can fly it into the middle of this par 5 green, which is exactly what he did.
2 putts and a birdie 4. Now at the 6th. So, crucial par putt early in the round. Keep the momentum.
It was bunkered left. One of the few to read that putt. Breaks in the other direction. Par saves were just as important today.
And he putts it well. Here he is at the 9th. Chips it beautifully, too.
Well, this is where it looked like it was all going in the right direction. Birdie at 9.
Out in 233. Trying to add to it here at the 10th. Staring right at it.
Talk about his distance control this week. Just more evidence there. The ability to get the ball hole high. So it's back-to-back birdies at 8 and 9. Momentarily, it was a 3-shot lead. 9 and 10, excuse me. But he's in trouble at 15. Hit driver. Had to take a drop.
Just a great shot right there. He was able to get out of there with a 4. And this really, if he goes on to win, Frank, will be the shot of the week. Shot of the championship here at 17.
229 yards of par 3, and it was flushed. Absolutely flushed.
Tied for the lead at this moment.
His best swing, no doubt.
All smiles after making a 2 at the 17th. And so the lead is 1. He's in the fairway bunker here at the par 5 finishing hole. Zhou, also from China, is in at 11 under. Made a crafty up and down at 18 for his birdie. Nakano with, again, an outside chance if he makes eagle.
There's still another group up ahead. So he might have to wait. Penultimate group putting out on the 18th.
He is trying to become just the second to win the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship after finishing runner-up. Remember, he lost the playoff last year at Royal Melbourne with Jasper Stubbs winning. Kaden Nakajima finished second in 2018 in Singapore and then won in 2021 in Dubai.
And joining these lists of the last 5 champions. Tonight Australia have 3 in a row, but also 5 here at 18 would give him, if you want to talk about consistency, 4 consecutive rounds of 67. So
just a layup here.
Just trying to advance it around 100 yards here. That is going to be well back, guys.
Didn't take any risks.
Any idea, Colt, how that lie is for Nakano and whether he be aggressive with that shot?
Yeah, I do. It is on a severe downhill lie. The lie itself is pretty good, but being so much downhill, it's going to be tough to get it up in the air and carry the water. But he does only have 209 to the hole.
Looked like they played out a turn, but they advise ready golf.
Bintang had a 3-wood out, but it's going to go ahead and lay this golf ball up.
You can see Rintaro Nakano is powerfully built. 6'1", 6'2". He's thick through the trunk, a lot like his hero Hideki Matsuyama. Same intensity.
looks a little older than his 20 years. That is the lie. As you're referencing, that's where power certainly comes in. He's one of the few players in the field that has that ability to sort of forge it through the rough. And also in his situation, it's almost a Hail Mary, really. What you don't try, you can't get.
He has no choice here, Frank. He's got to take it on. It's obviously an extremely difficult shot. The focus number, in my opinion, is 180. If he, even though the greens are extremely soft, if he covers that front out of this lie, it's going to run.
Yeah, if he could land it on the sort of the left front, could skip all the way around.
But I expect this to be one of those Gary Player, Tiger Woods follow through. He's going to be chasing after it. Comes out extremely low and at the center of the green. Wow, did he catch a lot of that?
That was a cool looking shot. Loved it. He is an exciting player. One to keep an eye on in the coming years.
I just love that shot. He did not back off one bit. And just stayed with it through the hitting area. To fly it all the way.
He became interested in golf when he was 8 years old. His dad had comic books. This is a big shot now. Not wasting any time when you ding.
That from 143, and this is leaking right. Needs a soft bounce.
Right. Saved by the soft conditions. One more yard. Would have scampered down the hill.
A 2 from there. And he will win.
A little fortunate. You're right, he didn't waste any time. Seen him play a lot of three-quarter shots. I mean, basically, you got the world left of this flag.
I mean, Frank, from my angle, that looks like it's about a foot from going all the way down the hill off the green.
Yeah, and then it would go into a hollow and nice to see them still having a little chat amongst the two of them. They play together every day this week. The two.
I suspect they'll meet each other again down the road here and tournaments around the world.
The world might be in a funny place at times, but when you see two youngsters like that, maybe we should take their lead.
I mentioned that comic book. It was a golf comic book. They're called manga here in Japan. And here's a Bintang.
75 yards left. See if he can finish it off in style. Oh, not that kind of style.
Well, that shows you how fortunate Winnie Ding was.
We'll get to see him play the splash shot from there. Oddly enough, Frank, the name of that comic book was, I hope the weather's good tomorrow. It's good today. I mean, this was just special.
There's nothing comic book in this. That was more like gigantic. You can see we talked about the fact that he struggles to cock the wrist with that left wrist of his, but he still has power. And just chase through. That's a little step through. Well, Gary Player, Tiger Woods.
He's a student at Waseda University in Japan. Says he's surrounded by student athletes of all kinds. They give him inspiration. All right. How about this shot coming up for Bintang?
Randy's going to play it.
Of course he's going to play it, Frank, but I saw so many guys try it during the practice rounds. I've yet to see anybody have to hit it in competition.
Just got to be careful the ball doesn't move. Allowed to touch the water with the club. Play it like an explosion.
Bad day to wear white.
Came out of it unscathed.
Well, hopefully it's not rinse and repeat. But shame to finish this way. Led on day one, 65. He set the tone.
When are you asking for a ruling?
He's definitely in the fairway, Rich, so he's going to get to move it. I'm not sure what the question is. He obviously cannot move it onto the putting surface.
If he uses a full club length, you can see how close he's going to get to the putting surface, make the job a little easier.
How speedy might this be, Colt? It's kind of shot that could get away from him, trickle 3-4 feet by if he's not careful.
And there's no doubt about it, especially when your entire body is shaking. But it is downhill the whole way, so it's going to have some speed to it.
You can see Bintang's ball. He has chipped down. Bottom line, Wen Yiding needs to get it into to win the championship.
And that was an interesting situation right there, Rich, because in my opinion, Nakano's away, but Ding just asked him who he wants to go, and he told Ding it was his turn. I thought he would want to putt first and try to put a little pressure on him.
Frank, what do you think?
Agree with Colt there. You get a roll, potential eagle. You know, really all he has to do, cozy it down.
Just enough to have his full attention, Frank.
It might bring back memories last year where he lost in a playoff.
About 3 feet, Frank?
At least.
Well, Frank, Nakano knows he's got a little bit of a chance here. Got to make a long one and need some help from Ding, but he's definitely not out of it.
See if he can rattle his cage right here. Bring this place to life. This for eagle to get to 11 under or any chance at the title.
Shouldn't have to worry too much about the speed. Just going to move to his right the entire way.
Stay up. Oh. Great effort. So it will not be enough. Rintaro Nakano charging home in 5 under 30. '67, 10 under. And third place. 3, 4, and 5 from Japan. Randy Bintang. That's pride right there. And a good week for Randy Bintang. Turns 21 this coming week from Indonesia. Well done. Now the stage is there for Wen Yiding. This to win the championship. He has done it. Wen Yiding wins the 2024 Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. Runner-up a year ago in Australia, champion here in Japan. Hard-fought round of 3 under 67. And it was that shot at 17, Frank, that was the difference.
It was a clutch shot at the right time. You referenced last year, runner-up. His 4 performances, they got better each and every year here. 45th 4 years ago, then 13th. You referenced the runner-up. He said there was 1 goal this week. It's a lofty goal. And he was up for the task. 4 straight rounds of 67.
China now with the most Asia Pacific Amateur Championship titles with 5. 4 different players from China. Yu Xinlin won it twice. Bo Jin as well, and Huan Tianlong. Now, Wen Yiding, what a year it has been for Wen Yi. First team All-America at Arizona State. Member of the international team of the Arnold Palmer Cup over the past year, and then he also won the Southern Amateur in Kentucky.
Just such a solid performance, Rich. Came in, he was the bar, he was the one to beat. He knew it, everybody else in the field did. Never really took a backward step.
Just as we look back and say some of the greats have won here at Gotemba, Seve Ballesteros, Olazabal, Matsuyama, and it's a long list. We may someday say the same about Wen Yiding.
Yeah, he has some serious tools.
So available to Wen Yi, Masters Tournament, 153rd Open. And he had been composed throughout, and finally he lets it go. Come on. Dad Bung. How special for father and son, retired soccer coach, and his fellow countryman, Zhou, who played so well.
Yeah, he finally broke out of character on 18, but he was the leading man.
These are heady days for Chinese golf, Frank. The Shen Shenfeng on the women's side, Ashun Wu, Hao Tong Li have had success professionally. Frank, what stands out as we take you through some of the leaderboards now?
So many things, Rich. Applaud the tournament staff too, because at one stage thought it might have only been 54 holes. They pushed it for 72 because that's what this championship deserves. Just the quality of golf all the way around. Japan should be proud as a host, and for their team of 10 players. But China, once again, an absolute powerhouse there. Fellow countryman, Cooper, I think he played well at 16, you know, from New Zealand, Thailand. I mean, basically there are so many different regions in this area that have performed well this week. Some of them aren't on the first page of the leaderboard, but there's huge potential.
You saw Kartik Singh had a good week. He's just 14 from India. Keep an eye on him. Impressive. Han Minh Nguyen from Vietnam. Vietnam has a good program in place. They're starting to produce players. Enrique Di Mayuga is at SMU. Didn't have his best stuff today, but exciting talent. Won several college events in the United States.
I'm sure, yeah, most of this field will be just chomping at the bit to get to Dubai next year. Lucas Michel, who is part-time course architect. You've just got so many different elements in this championship this year.
So Toyoshima hit the first tee shot to begin this championship, 47 years old and a 5-time Japanese mid-amateur champion. Nice honor and just wonderful week. And it is Wen Yi Ding with a big birdie at 17, tough par at the final hole. He's the champion. We will come back with a trophy presentation in just a moment. This sealed it. Nervy little putt for Wen Yi Ding at the final hole. Soaking it all up. Wen Yi Ding of China. He is 19 years old. He came in as the favorite, and he joins this impressive list. Yu Xinlin winning it twice, has since turned professional. Bo Jin, and then Guan Tianlong, who was a star, winning in Thailand and at 14, playing the Masters at all 72 holes that year. And the final leaderboard. And you see Zhou finishing runner-up. He's with Paul Gao.
Yeah, Zhou, I followed you all day today. There's some exceptional ball striking. How proud of your performance are you today?
Thank you. I think my performance in the afternoon wasn't very good at the beginning, and I couldn't hit any green on the first few holes, and fought to the end and made some clutch saves. So I think I'm happy with the round.
Now you're so close. Is there any particular hole that you would like to play again, especially on the back nine?
Well, I think 14, I missed a 6-footer, and 15, I should have hit the green. Like, they moved the tee box forward, and it was like 300 yards, but I laid up, and I almost made a bogey there. It's actually pretty wide open around the green.
Hey, coming into the last green, 265 yards, water on the right. You know, you could see, you've just seen on 17 the scoreboard, and your countryman where he is. and you've ripped that. Run us through that shot and the tension running through your body.
Well, it was kind of nervous, the second shot, nervous wrecking, and I hit a really good three-wood. It was right at it, but it went too long, but I made an up and down, so I think it's a good decision. I didn't hit a driver because it was like into the wind, and it was like 302 yards to carry the bunker, so it's kind of risky.
Well, congratulations, great week, enjoy the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Cal has a good one. Nice young man. Zhou also made match play at the U.S. Amateur earlier this year. One back of Wenyi Ding with that 67 to win the 15th playing of the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. The Asia Pacific Amateur Championship is brought to you by Delta Airlines. Delta, keep climbing. 3M Science, applied to life. And in partnership with Rolex. How do you think Dad's feeling right now? Smile tells it all. It is time for the trophy presentation. And with that, let's go down to Amanda.
Rich, thank you. It's been an incredible week here for the 15th Asia Pacific Amateur Championship at Taiheiyo Club Gotemba in Japan. And it's an honor to introduce our 2024 champion, the highest ranked player in the field, Wenyi Ding. In your fourth start here, you came here with one goal only, and that was to leave in the top spot. You did it. What does it mean to you?
This meant a lot. It's my last amateur events, and if I play bad, I probably lose my card for the DP World Tour. So a lot of pressure. Like no player can feel no pressure in the tournament. So it's been awesome.
This championship creates heroes. Talk to me about the 17th. Were you aware of where you stood on the leaderboard and how important that tee shot would be to claim this victory?
So honestly, before this tournament, I felt really bad. I can't even find myself. And even yesterday, sometimes I lose it because I'll go to the left. So I was leading before 17. I don't want to make birdie. I don't want to save a par. But after I hit it, yeah, it's good. And I saw my teammate Eric. He made birdie on 18, so we were tied. So I have to make a birdie.
It was absolutely incredible. We talked about your energy levels this week, how you were pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. What did you prove to yourself this week through all of the challenges, all of the weather that this championship gave you?
So I just really grateful for this tournament, and I just tell myself it's the last one. You have to be good.
This one means a lot. Congratulations. You deserve every moment of this. We all know how hard you have worked. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce Taimur Hassan Hameen from the Asia Pacific Golf Confederation to present you, Wenyi, with this trophy. It's all yours. It's a beautiful moment, Rich. Back to you.
That's powerful, Frank.
It is. You could see it's pent up, perhaps his decision for his future, but what this championship meant to him right there and then, especially the way in which he finished the job today.
Well said, Frank. Thanks to our wonderful hosts here, Masanari Ikatani, Japan Golf Federation President Shun Han. We're at Gotemba, warm hospitality all week. The Masters Tournament Chairman Fred Ridley and the dedicated members of Augusta National for their unwavering commitment to bettering this game. To Martin Slumbers, Chief Executive of the R&A, wishing you well in your next chapter. Thank you and your team for all the good work you continue to do around the world, raising the standards of championship play. and investing at the grassroots level. And to the Asia Pacific Golf Confederation and Chairman Taimur Hassan Amin, growing the sport across the region. To producer Seller Shai, director Mike Crow, leading all of the hard-working men and women in the truck and on the ground. Frank, this was a wonderful week. Always enjoyed being alongside.
It was certainly nice to visit the venue and Japan. They hosted it well. They should be proud of their team. China, 1 and 2.
For Frank, Amanda Colt, and Paul Umrichlerner, so long from Japan, where Wen Yi Ding has won the 2024 Asia Pacific Amateur Championship.